Welcome to VLSI design video. We are looking at unit 6 CAD tools. This is lecture 2. The contents what we are going to look at are about layouts, MOS layouts and layout design rules. The objective of this video is to know MOS layers, to understand the stick diagram, to learn design rules, to understand layouts and symbolic diagrams, and the outcome of this is we'll be able to draw the stick diagram, layout and symbolic diagram for simple MOS circuit. So let's quickly move on to the stick diagram. In the previous lecture I have already shown you the representation of the sticks or the colors of the sticks or the layers. So this is the example of stick diagram of a inverter. So this PMOS inverter and NMOS inverter. So PMOS inverter has polysilicon and the P plus diffusion is in green color, and NMOS is again the polysilicon and diffusion. So this makes the PMOS transistor and this area makes the NMOS transistor. So here we have the VDD as 5 and ground. Similarly here also we have VDD as 5 and ground. So here you can see the color which is shown here is nothing but this one, and the P diffusion is shown here. So likewise we can make up the stick diagram for depletion mode NMOS inverter. So we have the NMOS here, we have the NMOS with the depletion, the same thing is shown here. So this depletion MOSFET is what is here, the contact, you can see the contact here, and the NMOS what is shown here. Okay, so this is the depletion mode device. So the examples of the stick diagram: pull down, connect to ground if A is 1 and B is 1, and pull up, connect to VDD if A is 0 and or B is 0. So this is the NAND. For NAND we are supposed to do so. So the truth table of the NAND circuitry, all ones, and when only both are 1, output should be 0. So since if you see both the P channel MOSFETs are parallel, so you can see the P diffusion and the polysilicon makes the gate structure as I told you, so they are in parallel, and NMOS are in the same line or series. So here N diffusion is green in color in the same line, polysilicons are placed. And for ground and VDD we need to make it using the blue color, which is called as a metal. So with the metal we give the supply VDD and ground, and wherever contacts are necessary we are supposed to give the contacts using black color. So similarly this is a NOR, CMOS NOR. So the CMOS NOR, to input CMOS NOR, you can see in the pull up these two are in series. So NP diffusion and both the polysilicon lines are in series, whereas if you see here these two are in parallel, and these two parallel are taken up with polysilicon and are given the inputs A and B. Okay, likewise we can make NMOS NOR just only using NMOS, which is a depletion mode NMOS NOR, and this is a NMOS NAND. In place of pull up, which is P channel MOSFET with only one N channel NMOS, which is a depletion mode, and connecting together, we can make it to work as NAND and NOR. Pull down will be remaining the same, only pull up in place of P channel MOSFET we can replace it with NMOS. So similarly, if I want to make the function or implement xy plus z whole bar, remember with the logic what we have studied, we will be implementing the complemented form. So we need to concern about only the function which is inside, that is xy plus z. So since this is xy, that means two NMOS are should be placed in series, and this z is OR, so that should be placed in parallel. So xy in series and z in parallel. Anyway, in place of pull up PMOS, I have used here NMOS, which is a depletion mode. Okay, so likewise, if I take the example of AB plus C whole bar, AB for this in the pull down they are in series, and C is ORing, so it is in parallel. Similarly, here AB is in parallel and C is in series. So to make the pull up network, I need to make use of P diffusion. You can see here P diffusion is yellow in color. So polysilicons are nothing but the inputs A, B and C gate structures. So this is A, this is B, and this is this is A, this is B and this is C. Similarly, here I have AB are in series, so on the same one single N diffusion I am placing both A and B, and here I have another one which is in parallel, I am placing the other one. So this is A, this is B and this is C. Just not to waste the polysilicon line, using the other material, we are taking out the leads, which is nothing but metal. So this is one metal, this is one metal. Here I will be giving VDD and here I will be giving VSS, and I need to take the output. So where the output is taken? Here. So from here I can collect the output. Okay, what are the types of layout design rules? They should be industry standard, which is micron rule, and lambda based design rules. So the industry standard micron rules, all device dimensions are expressed in terms of absolute dimension, which is micrometer or nanometer. These rules will not support proportional scaling. Lambda based design rules are developed by Mead and Conway. All device dimensions are expressed in terms of scalable parameter called lambda, where lambda is L by 2, where L is the minimum feature size of transistor, and if L is 2 lambda, then that is nothing but the double times. So lambda is device dimension, which is a scalable parameter. These rules support proportional scaling. They should be applied carefully in submicron CMOS process. In MOS, the minimum feature size of transistor is L by Wn is 1 by 1, which is nothing but 2 lambda by 2 lambda. For active area, it is length and width, which is length into width, which is 4 lambda square. In CMOS, the minimum feature size of transistor is L by Wn. For NMOS, it is 1 by 1.5, which is 2 lambda by 3 lambda, and active area is length into width, which is 6 lambda square. Minimum length or width of the feature on a layer is 2 lambda to allow for shape contraction, and minimum separation of features on a layer is 2 lambda to ensure adequate continuity of intervening materials. So there should be minimum length and width, there should be minimum separation, and two features on different mask layers can be misaligned by a maximum of 2 lambda on the wafer. If the overlap of these two different mask layers can be catastrophic to the design, they must be separated by at least 2 lambda. If the overlap is just undesirable, they must be separated by at least lambda. So for CMOS, what should be the line size and spacing? For metal 1, the minimum width should be 3 lambda and minimum spacing should be 3 lambda. And for metal 2, minimum width should be 3 lambda, minimum spacing should be 4 lambda. And for polysilicon, minimum width should be 2 lambda and minimum spacing should be 2 lambda. For n diffusion or p diffusion, minimum width should be 3 lambda and minimum spacing should be 3 lambda. For wells, minimum width should be 6 lambda, minimum n well or p well space must be 6 lambda so that they are at same potential, and the space should be 9 lambda because they are at different potential. And the transistor's minimum width should be 3 lambda, minimum length should be 2 lambda, and minimum polysilicon overhang should be 2 lambda. For contacts or vias, the cut size should be exactly 2 lambda by 2 lambda, and cut separation should be minimum of 2 lambda, and overlap should be minimum of 1 lambda in all directions. So what is the art of the layout? So the art of the layout is like, if we need to make up the complex functions, how to place the polysilicons or how to place the gate structures. It is not like you start with ABCD in a sequence or in order. Then there will be a mismatch or there can be an overlap. So to mend things and to do it in the right way, that is to create an accurate gate input ordering, we use Euler's path, extracting strict diagram and finally drawing the layout. Let's first create the below PMOS and NMOS network graph using transistor gate inputs as edges. Let's consider a function fn is b plus d into a plus c dot ef whole bar. So for that, first what we need the logic diagram. This is the logic diagram which is built. What is the function? A b plus d into a plus c into ef whole bar. So this is a totally how many variable function? 6 variable function. Yes. So for this 6 variable function, we need total 12 MOSFETs, 6 PMOS and 6 NMOS. So once I draw this, how to order them? First make the graph for PMOS separately. So this is the PMOS network graph. So you can see here from node 1 to node 3 and node 3 to node 4. You can see here, and then node 4 to node 2 and node 2 to node 1. I have A, C, D, B, A, C, D, B, and then I have the other nodes E and F between 4 and 5, E and F between 4 and 5. Similarly, for NMOS network graph, you can see here between node 5 and 6 I have 2 in parallel, A and C, and between 6 and 0 I have B and D. You can see here, and between 5 and 7 I have E, and 7 and 0 I have F, E and F. This is the NMOS network graph. So the node numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. which you see encircled with yellow are called vertices, and the gate inputs which labels the connections between the vertices are called edges. So next we trace a path in both NMOS and PMOS network in such a fashion that each edge is traversed only once. While we do that, we keep on registering the edge we are traveling. I do that and I get the below Euler's path, which is A, C, E, F, D, B. A, C, E, F, D, B. You can see here A, C, E, F, D, B. It is traversed only once, not twice. So if for PMOS as well as NMOS it is same, then we can go with that path. Otherwise, normally what we do, we start with A, B, C, D, E, F directly, we will place it, and that will not lead to a good layout. So this is A, C, E, F, D, B. You can see here it started with A, C, A, C, E, F, D and B. Okay, so it is passing only once. Similarly, this also A, C, E, F, B and D, DB or BD. So do you want to see the power of Euler's path? Then see the below layout implemented in the same circuit but in a simpler fashion. So this is in a simpler fashion. These are the polysilicon lies. Actually I have inverted the color, so it is showing you in different colors. It is A, C, E, F, D, B. So in this case you can see I have placed in this order for both pull up and pull down. Otherwise, if you see the previous result A, B, C, D, E, F, see there are overlaps, connections, complicated connections and overlaps. Here you can see the connections are quite simple. So this looks good, A, C, E, F, D, B. So I hope you have understood what is Euler path, how to draw the stick diagrams, and what are the stick diagrams for complex circuits. Thank you for watching.